everyone, welcome to GBE Reviews. I'm your host Joe, and today I'm going to be talking about the soundtrack to the anime Shingetsutan Tsukihime, or Lunar Legend Lunar Princess in English. So let's talk background. Shingetsutan Tsukihime's OST was released in 2003. It features an impressive 44 tracks totaling over an hour of music. The main composer is Omori Toshiyuki, who has done compositions for several other anime including JoJo's Bizarre Adventures and Shakugan no Shana. As I mentioned earlier, there are 44 tracks in total in the OST. The overall length of each track varies, though most tracks are roughly 1 to 2 minutes each. Considering most of these tracks are instrumentals and generally orchestral in nature, the length of each track works well. Though there is a fair amount of variety within the featured genres, the overall tone of the album is fairly consistent throughout. What you have is a mix between emotional and ominous orchestral pieces, with a few more lighthearted and fluffy pieces thrown in to round out the score. The tone of the score matches with the overall darker tone of the source material as well. One thing I particularly liked was the mix between fast and slow-paced pieces. I usually worry that a mostly instrumental OST can get a bit boring if it keeps a similar pace the entire album, but Shingetsutan Tsukihime's OST mixes it up and includes fast and slow-paced tracks. Here's a brief preview of the album. I've done my best to give you a mix of the best orchestral pieces, as well as a few of the particularly dark tracks to give you an idea of what the album is all about. If you are a fan of orchestral pieces, especially those dark in nature, you'll likely enjoy this OST. The pieces are mostly of high quality, though I admit there are a few tracks in there I would consider throwaway, and I personally leave them out of my mix. So let me give you one pro tip. I'd probably suggest taking the soundtrack and breaking it apart into two separate playlists. There seems to be a really distinct mix of either really mellow and calm tracks, or kind of aggressive and dark tracks. When you put them all together, it feels a little jumbled and off. They don't really mix well together, which makes sense because the anime has a good mix of really dark and creepy moments, and then also kind of more upbeat, normal moments. So I guess the way you can think about it is, you're getting two for the price of one. There are two songs off the OST that are particularly impressive. The first is the single Rine no Hate ni by vocalist Orikasa Fumiko. This track is very emotional in nature and one of my favorites off the album. The way it incorporates the vocal melody and violin harmonies is quite impressive. It builds up the entire duration of the song, starting with only the violin and by the end incorporating a full and rich accompaniment. Here's a preview of the song. The other track I really think is something that stands out is The Sacred Moon. It's haunting in nature and yet also kind of groovy. It features a chorus with a funky bass accompaniment. It's really unlike anything I've heard before. You wouldn't think that would blend together well, but it works, and it works pretty well. Here's a clip of the song so you can understand what I'm talking about. summary, the OST to Shingetsutan Tsukihime is quite good if you enjoy this genre of music. It offers a healthy mix of upbeat and emotional orchestral pieces, and also some dark and creepy pieces as well. I actually found this soundtrack served as an excellent backdrop for a game of Dungeons & Dragons or something along those lines. Well, that's pretty much it. Hopefully you found this review helpful. If so, click like and subscribe for more content just like this. Also, don't forget to check out my anime and visual novel reviews as well. Thanks again, everyone. I'm your host, Joe, saying to you, Jeanne.
Oh, please don't let me